Hi Virgo, welcome to Psychic Consultants. This is Agatha and this is your love tarot reading for June 2016. I hope you had an incredible May. I'm sorry I wasn't able to upload videos for May. I had lots of technological issues, but we're out of Mercury retrograde now, so all is flowing again. The sound's still a bit off, but hopefully you can hear me okay, and from next month that will be a lot better, and it's going to be different, and I've also got something interesting planned, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But let's see what's going on for June. Okay, so bottom of the deck is the Strength card. So this is about, right now, this Strength card really is about kind of understanding gentle power. Understanding that essentially it's representing taming of things, and that we don't always need to be forceful to achieve things, and sometimes just being more passive. So the lion doesn't need to prove that it's a lion. It doesn't need to be hunting all of the time. The best way really is just to kind of stay still and observe, and then you can trust that the lion will pounce when the opportunity arises. And so sometimes it's better to be a bit more gentle when it comes to trying to achieve things. So we'll see how that plays out in the spread. So for you, we have the Lovers, the King of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Ten of Pentacles. For your love, we have the Four of Wands, the Ten of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Six of Wands. Just see how that's going. Move those over a little bit. And crowning, energy you bring, energy they bring, energy you bring, root. And bottom of the deck is Strength, and we'll turn these middle cards over later as usual. Cool. So, starting off with the Lovers, so that's interesting. I mean, this actually is an incredible spread. Very optimistic, very full. So this looks like it's going to be an incredible month. Starting off with the Lovers, which really does seem to represent what it represents right now, balance. In this particular version of this Rider-Waite deck, this is actually called the Radiant version. This is a mini, smaller deck. It's called the Radiant version. The colours are slightly different. The illustrations are slightly different. And what always kind of comes up for me with this card in this deck is the Adam and Eve aspect. It just looks a lot clearer, a lot more clearly like Adam and Eve, and the original kind of male-female, creation. So just relevant for me to say that, I think. And but yeah, it seems to be that it's a strong love connection, and love is here for you this month, because I mean it's balanced really well on the other side with this Four of Wands. This is all about just got moving home, so it doesn't always come up for me with the Four of Wands, the move. but that's just come up. It's like moving in together, basically. Commitments, marriage, community, parties. It's like taking a relationship out into the community. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there are some engagements. This is a really powerful, a really powerful spread in terms of love and romance. And it's balance. There's balance. There's completion. There's that kind of thing going on. This is by far the most optimistic, fulfilling kind of spread that I've done so far in these readings for June. So that's really exciting. It feels like you've really stepped into the love. That's what it's about. You've just kind of made a decision, I think, because the second card that you have attached to that Lovers card is the King of Cups. So, and whenever the King and the Queen of Cups come up, you know, no matter what sex you are at the moment, for me, it really is about the embodiment of that unconditional love. And understanding that, yes, it can get a bit tumultuous at times. Yes, he's on this plinth. He's in the ocean. It moves. There are waves. There's a fish jumping out here, you know. Strange things happen. The water is, you know, especially in this deck, lots of different colours. And lots of different things happen. But he is solid on this plinth. He is secure amongst the movement, the ups and downs. And it's a really important energy. I'm also feeling like it's around you. If it's not you, it feels like it's your love. There is security and solidarity being offered, but it is a kind of mirror thing. It feels like you're kind of offering it too, but it just feels like there's this true, solid, easy, knowing, practical, the practical application of it, which is great. And then from your love, kind of in response to that, is the Ten of Cups. I mean, these two together, they're very similar energies for me when I read these, but this really is completion and long-term commitment and that kind of thing. So this is going to be an extremely joyful, connected, loving, love-filled, love-fueled month. So that's awesome. Yeah, Ten of Cups, again, often can be kind of marriage for me. Everything, you know, the 2.4 children, the kind of, the completion of everything. The completion, everything you've ever wanted. What I'm getting is that all the work that you've been doing is paying off. This is a payoff month. This really is it's all going to start paying off this month for you and for your love. There seems to be, you know, there's a whole lot of victory and really good things. You know, luck is on your side. But what I'm getting for you is that you've really gotten in tune with your intuition, because the High Priestess has turned up here, and she is all about intuition, and it's like following your own path and not necessarily doing what you think you should do, doing what's right for you. And this is what's paying off. This is what I'm getting. This is what's paying off for you. But it feels like you've been doing a lot of work. It's a divine feminine energy. It feels like you've been doing, it's like a culmination. There's a lot of culmination, there's a lot of completion. There's this Ten of Cups here, then the Ten of Pentacles there, here again, moving towards. I mean, again, this is all about peak emotional experience, everything you need, financial security, abundance on every level. Connection. Look how many twos there are. The two people in the Lovers, two people here, a couple in the Ten of Cups, another couple in this Ten of Pentacles. It's just a huge amount of connection and coupling and love, romantic love here. And you're on the same page. Completely. with your love for this month. This is really intensely balanced and connected. But I keep guessing that it's like all the hard work has paid off, or something, that you deserve it, and you know that you're not afraid to feel it, to go there, because sometimes it can be actually a little bit scary to have everything we wanted, but you seem to just kind of be going for that anyway. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune here, up against the High Priestess. So this is all kind of like going with the flow, surrendering. So what I'm getting is that your intuition, it's kind of like they are open to following it because it kind of makes sense. It's like destiny. It's like maybe you're leading it a little bit with your intuition and these ideas that you have, and they are able to surrender to it, even if it might seem strange, even if it might seem a strange idea, but it just feels right to you. They will go with it. They will just go with the flow and let that wheel turn, and it works. It works. Has a kind of magical quality to it, and they feel that with the Six of Wands. It's like it works. It's victorious. It's a good combination of a highly intuitive sense and then the ability to go with it. It's like you're working together as a team, and like I said, this is kind of like flow between the two of you, and it's really powerful, and it's kind of it's very, it really is the path of least resistance. And I always say that like unconditional love, as I kind of described, that is the path of least resistance. It kind of cuts through everything. It's essentially a neutral force. It just goes, and that's kind of what our intuition is. It's essentially neutral. It's just something that seems to emerge, but then I feel like for this month you'll both feel like you are, victorious in it with the Six of Wands, taking it home, bringing it home. It really very much feels like there isn't even much to play out, interplay, to kind of talk. Maybe we'll uncover these middle cards and kind of see what's going on there. But it really feels like you're on a team. It's like reading as one thing. So it's just like, it feels like one energy. It feels like a very team-like energy. So that's kind of interesting. It's very rare that happens. It usually does feel like there's an energy here and there's an energy there, and they're interplaying with one another. But it's not going like that. It's not reading like that. This is the first time that's actually happened for this spread, so it's really quite interesting. Just feels like it's one thing. So crowning the Eight of Cups, energy they bring in, justice. Energy you bring, Page of Swords. And the root, the Two of Swords. Okay, so this is interesting. So maybe, there's all this great stuff going on, but it doesn't look like it's necessarily obvious in the way that you're interacting with one another. But we'll kind of read into it and see what happens. So, Eight of Cups is crowning. So what I'm getting is that it's just like the reason this is working. Okay, so maybe it's working better than it looks, because it's because you've found yourself, basically, for want of a better term. Because this is for both of you, and it feels like you can really come together with someone in this very powerful kind of connection and oneness, like togetherness and on the same team, when you've really gone and found you. There could be some travel involved here with this Eight of Cups, and it really does feel, and the message is, it doesn't matter where you go if you're on the same team. So it's kind of like these cards can be whatever they want to be, because this is so solid that you can interplay in any way that you desire. And I really like that. I really like that. So it's just like you can go off by yourself and go on a bit of a pilgrimage. This card is, for me, like a bit of a pilgrimage card. It's like there's something you want to go and look for. It's not that there's anything missing. There are eight cups there. But it's just that you want to go on a bit of a voyage somewhere to find something more, and by yourself maybe. By yourself or together, it doesn't matter. Alone or together, that's kind of what it feels like with that Eight of Cups. So that may be relevant. Energy they bring to you is the Justice card. So that's balance, and I mean, it can, for me, as soon as I turned it over, I got kind of divorce, but it doesn't feel like there's divorce happening here, or there's anything kind of pulling anybody apart. It doesn't feel like the energy is pulling anything apart. It's because when it comes up in that way for divorce, it's more like it's easy. It happens in a very balanced, kind of easy way. But that could be a message there, that if there is a divorce going on or a separation or something with anybody, that it happens in an easy way. But it kind of feels like it just feels solid. I don't know. It feels a bit kind of connected to this King of Cups. Just like there seems to be this real sense of security with this person, and it's like done. It's just done. It's completely done now. This, it's like it feels very solid. This sitting on the throne and in a very balanced way. The only thing that's slightly complicating things for me is this Two of Swords at the root. So there seems to be a decision. There could be a decision related to divorce here that needs to be made and needs to happen. But it's interesting because it's kind of came up with the Eight of Cups. It's like it doesn't matter whether you're together or apart. So, this could even be indicative of a relationship that's gone into a divorce situation where suddenly there's an abundance of love again. Or, you split with someone and then suddenly there's an abundance of love again. It gets really, really good. And then you're like, uh-oh, I'm not sure maybe we made the right decision or not. It's kind of like maybe you decide to go your separate ways, and then it becomes apparent that maybe that's not the best thing to do. So maybe that's just like a little bit interesting. But there's definitely a decision to be made between the two of you here. So, with that Two of Swords there, maybe you'll know what that is. So I'll just pull an outcome. Okay, Queen of Swords again. So there's definitely some kind of divorce or separation issue here. But it's really important to know that it's flanked by this incredible amount of love and success and joy and partnership. And maybe it is just understanding that you don't need to be together to be in love. And then you do have that choice to be together. I think that's what this is about. It's really learning that it's like together or apart. Like so where do we go? Are we together or are we apart? You see the moon in this card and then the moon in this card. So it's kind of like the energy that I spoke about there with that card is kind of mirrored here. So it's just, even though this card can kind of be difficult, like and meaning like you can't see the truth, it feels like it's just indicating that there's a decision here, and basically either way, there's an incredible amount of love here. So just choose. It doesn't really matter. So hopefully that makes sense. Interesting. Very, very positive cards. Very positive cards. And very kind of like enlightened kind of feeling to this. Just seems like there's a lot of, love here that isn't dependent on circumstance. If that doesn't resonate, do check your rising or your moon, because this felt quite specific, so it could really not resonate with a lot of people. So it might just be for, you know, it felt quite specific. But yeah, an interesting story there. Cool. So if you are interested in a private reading, I'll put the link to my scheduling site below. As I said, I've got something special planned for next month. Otherwise, have an incredible June. Lots of love, and lots of love is in the air. Like, lots of love. And this is just like an incredible array of cards. And take care, and I shall see you again soon.